The Venga bus is jumping. Zam. I can't believe that Chucky went bad Tetris, Wingo.
Hello everybody, welcome to the stream. I'm dying.
I'm in the subscript, so I remember it, so you don't have to.
I'm still sorry.
It's fine.
Dying? What's happening?
Can opener near your desk.
It's the need for speed.
Hold on, let me mention this.
I
Let me
love
mention our
you,
sponsor.
and I miss you.
Hold on a second. Orange.
What is happening?
Yay.
This episode of Umineko no Nakakoroni is brought to you by Waffle House.
Is it?
Waffle House. Consume waffles every day. Don't even ask.
Umineko
All
is
the
brought to you
advertisements
by
come through us.
Umineko is brought to you by a loving connection between a mother and a daughter.
Umineko is brought to you by social services. Now,
Still hoping we had some closure on that scene, but I doubt it.
Alright then. I'm gonna close onto your balls.
What did you mean by this, Shelly?
What do you mean at?
I mean that I doubt they'll go back to that scene because it's basically over.
That was pure pain.
Let's
Like
hope
this
that we can. God, with the throat and every kind of bullshit in the world.
Well, I mean, hey, you know, if you're not feeling well, Con, I think B would gladly shove you out of the way for power.
Nah, man, I'm still fine.
what do you mean? I would never.
right.
She's not like you, Orange. She's not clawing for roles.
I'll take every damn role if I have to. It'll just be me doing this.
It's the Orange Boy Show featuring the Orange Boy and the Orange Man.
Hello, everybody.
I just don't like how you guys set me up to sound like I would go out of my way to like find out where someone might live and.
You've asked for AC's address multiple times to beat the shit out of him.
Yeah, but that's different. That wasn't about roles.
That
was recreationally.
Multiple questions now.
Recreational violence.
No time for questions, comments, and concerns. Umineko, let's
Pizza
go.
time.
Oh, dude, your game verification file failed.
I know, it's fine. Don't worry about it. Anyways, if anybody asks another question, I'm gonna become numb.
Are you numb yet?
Perfect for the beating.
Have you become comfortably numb?
Yeah. Oh yeah. Definitely comfortable.
Can you feel what you there? I forgot what the lyrics were in that song. Fuck.
Can you smell what the rock is cooking?
Hello. Is anybody in there? Just wondering if you can.
Not
hear
if
me.
you can hear me.
There'll be no more but you may feel a little sick.
I have become comfortably numb. Anyways.
I like you went from Roger Waters to
Butcher
Echo.
it, man.
That was Bob Dylan.
Hello, everybody. It's me. It's Ringo Starr. I'm doing my performance of comfortably numb.
Are you trying to channel Ringo Starr?
I just said Ringo. Yeah.
It'll be hard to channel him. He's still alive.
Ooh,
Mama,
All right, Umineko Rosa, go.
Umineko Rosa. Silent.
Oh,
Black.
I guess that's my answer to that question.
Cold. Painful. Rosa regained consciousness bit by bit, and the first thing she thought was that it would have been better if she hadn't. After all, with her body this cold and hurting, the pain grew the more her consciousness returned.
Oh fuck, I just remember what happened last time.
It felt like she'd been sleeping on ice-cold marble in the darkness, lying face down for a long time.
This is why I always tell myself, even if it's just for a nap, I've got to at least grab a sofa. I know that if I naively try to close my eyes for just a second and end up sleeping on the floor or in the study chair, I'll hurt my body later and make things difficult. Since I slept on such a cold, hard floor, even my bones are ice cold. Since I slept on such a hard and cold floor, the half of my face pressed down against it hurts a lot. If I were to look in a mirror right now, I'm sure I'd see an embarrassing mark. I didn't think that just rubbing it would make that mark disappear. But I stroked the hurting side of my face anyway, trying to smooth it over. I wonder where this is. I thought it was pitch black, but it looks like it isn't. After all, I can faintly see my own body. Without a doubt, there was some source of light. But even if I looked up at the ceiling, or else the sky, there was only an expanse of blackness, and I couldn't see a proper light. My body alone was slightly lit, whereas everything else was sunk in darkness. That's what this world was like. It was almost as though Rosa alone...
Oh, okay, this is the third person.
It was almost as though Rosa alone had been abandoned in a forgotten world. As her mind grew closer, clearer, she started getting nervous about why she was all alone in a lonely place like this. When she was about to call out, asking if anyone was there, she heard the pitter-patter of footsteps coming toward her. They were light footsteps, so she thought it was probably a kid. She didn't sense anything disturbing, so she wasn't afraid. But they also weren't Maria's footsteps. So, wondering who in the world would be in a darkness like this, she stared in the direction of the footsteps were coming from. As she did, a faint, approaching silhouette came into view. It looked like a child much younger than Maria. Who is it?
Who is it? I don't know this kid. But the expression on his face was like a lost child separated from his parents.
As a parent with a daughter herself, Rosa felt as though her chest had been torn apart. Are you? The instant the kid muttered that infantile word, she felt pain in the half of her face that had started hurting from the cold floor, as though it had been pierced by the long, thin, hard needles. Without thinking, she pressed her hand against the side of her face. Are you alright? Does it still hurt?
Thanks. I'm fine, little guy. Where are we? It's really cold.
Come this way. You mustn't stay here.
That child took my other hand and pulled with a grim expression on his face.
Rosa didn't have a clue what was going on. However, a single, honest expression on a child can often tell the truth better than 100 words from an adult. She didn't know the situation, but even so, she dashed along with him, still being pulled. But this was a world where nothing could be seen in the darkness except for their own forms. It didn't even really feel like she was moving forwards. Even though she was running, she couldn't even feel any wind. It was as though she was still inside a nightmare. That kind of unreal sensation.
so even though I ran, I couldn't maintain my sense of balance and my legs got tangled and I fell. Even in a world that didn't feel real, the pain of smashing my face against the cold, hard floor was reality itself.
Are you okay?
I'm sorry. My head hurts.
Oh. Just a moment. Oh, thank you, Ramen, for subscribing again. It's very cool of you.
Ramen, you're the best.
Thumbs up to ramen.
Yeah.
When the kid said that infantile word, Uryu, pain like being stuck with needles ran through my head again. Even though it had only happened twice, I was somehow able to understand that the child's word was the cause of my pain.
Hey, thanks Ramen. You're
So I
always a
said
great
so
help.
frankly. I'm sorry. Could you stop saying Uryu?
Uryu!
Wait a second. Didn't I tell you to stop?
Sorry.
I had a feeling that this child's apology caused a sharp pain in my forehead this time. What is this child? I know there's no malice in him, but when I'm around this child, my head hurts.
Are you okay? Let's go! Quickly! You mustn't stay here.
Why shouldn't I be here? Hey, where is this? Who are you? Where is your mama?
The one who made me is you, Mama.
Huh. The child stared at me with round eyes. This kid's mama is me? Who is this kid? I don't remember at all.
Did you forget about me? You made me, right?
Wait a second. Stop kidding around. Maria is my only child. That's right. Where's Maria? Where is she? Maria? I suddenly grew nervous about Maria not being there. Why am I all alone in a place like this? Where is Maria? I'm only able to be me because Maria's there for me. That's sad.
Maria is here. But she's not Maria now. It's better if you don't meet with her now. It's better for your sake and Maria's as well. Maria's sake as well. Escape!
Huh? What are you saying? Where is Maria? Maria? Answer me!
Maria's gonna find you! Come this way! Quickly, Mama!
That child pulled on my hand again. He was probably pulling me in the opposite direction from Maria.
Con, your mic is really
yeah.
bugging.
What do
Can
you
you
mean?
unplug and replug your mic really quickly?
Yeah, that's all it is. It's that static
Atari
stuff.
sound.
Am I clear?
Yes.
Yes.
As far as I'm aware.
Am I clear?
Yes.
Yes.
At the moment.
Okay, I'm clear.
He was probably pulling me in the opposite direction from Maria. So I stopped walking. let go. Just who are you? What gives you the right to call me Mama?
Mama is the one who made me. Did you forget? For Mama's birthday present, you made me with your own hands. Did you forget?
You couldn't be. Maria's Sakutaro?
Yes. The lion stuffed animal Mama made.
God! A fierce, sharp pain struck me. It came from the palm he had grasped with his hand. When I knocked his hand away without thinking and looked at my palm, a hole the size of a thumb had opened there, and deep red blood gushed out. It was a hole so big that I could see through to the other side.
Are you okay? Are you okay? What's wrong?
Sakutaro noticed my wound and panicked. As far as I could tell by looking at him, he couldn't understand why my hand had sustained a serious injury. But in my eyes, it felt like I'd been injured because he grabbed my hand. Regardless of whether there was malice in him, I understood that this child was something that would do harm to me, and he instantly seemed eerie. Go away! You have nothing to do with me. Sakutaro was just a disgusting, crappy stuffed animal, right? I don't know you. I'm not your mama. Go away! Disappear!
You... Slowly, the base of Sakutaro's neck was sliced in a horizontal line. It gaped open, and pitch-black insides peeked out. No blood poured from it. Only an empty blackness peeked out.
That is fucking metal!
Then, from the insides of a gash, cotton snow poured out, and as bits of cotton scattered, he slumped over. But all that remained was a crumpled yellow cloth, and bits of cotton that looked like sticky, crushed cotton candy. A lion, that's you.
A lion. Stuffed animal. Without a doubt. These are the remains of the Sakutaro stuffed animal I tore apart on that day, while overcome by my emotions. The instant I realized that. A long, sharp shriek that could rupture an eardrum tore the world apart.
What's it? Okay. One moment, I need to take a drink really quickly.
Like a flood from a broken dam or like a broken TV, Maria cried out in a high-pitched voice. Her voice, which made
this is
the ears
from Rhoda.
throb, and now you do it.
Her voice, which made the ears throb, brought up two emotions in me. One was regret. Yeah, I was overcome by my emotions and went overboard. It was a mother's desire to kneel down right away, hold Maria's head, cry with her, and apologize. In actual fact, I did that right away. I held Maria's head and apologized, crying. But Maria didn't stop crying. On the contrary, she rejected me, the one who had torn her closest friend apart, and pushed me away forcefully with both hands. I had been on my knees in an unnatural position, so I fell backwards easily. Maria scraped together the yellow scraps of cloth and cotton bits, buried her face in them, and cried even more. Watching that, another emotion welled up. It welled up rapidly. And then, it burst. After all, she refused to make up with me, even though I'd apologized. And there was nothing else I could do now anyway. And it was all Maria's fault in the first place! Since she's too busy playing with stuffed animals all the time like this, she can't make any friends, and that's why people treat her like a freak! This is a perfect opportunity to give her some instructive guidance. After all, it's not like I was pampered all the time. Everything eventually breaks, is stolen, is destroyed by someone else. Even I had lots of toys and treasures stolen, broken, mocked, and thrown away by my brothers and sister and father and mother. But when I cried about that, while I might have shed a few tears, just a few, not once did I sob like this and trouble my parents. Throw a tantrum, get mad. Hit the floor, and kick and make a racket. Even though I always wanted to, I thought I'd get in trouble if I did, so I always held it back. It's because I held it in that I was able to become the wonderful adult I am now. At that moment, I felt something strange. The same feeling when you use a tool recklessly and it finally breaks, so that only the base is left. But I wasn't using a tool. I'd just been repeatedly hitting Maria's head with both hands. So, I looked at my hands. From my wrists on, my hands had broken off, splintered, and disappeared. As though only that part of my arms had become ceramic. No, as though all of me, from the wrists onwards, had suddenly become ceramic, and had broken and fallen. They must have gotten filled with cracks because I hit Maria too much before falling off. After all, aren't both of my wrists lying smashed by my feet? There was no pain. But the shocking sight of my hands breaking off from the wrists onward made me scream. What is this? What is this? My hands! My hands! My hands! Ah!
It's this way. You won't be able to hit me anymore.
Ignoring my confusion, Maria spoke with an icy voice, slowly moving her hands away from her head where they had been defending against my barrage. What's happening? My hands! My hands! What did you do, Maria? What is this? What on earth is this? Behind Maria's back, a black silhouette had appeared. It was the silhouette of an adult. Oh.
One sec.
If she'd used those hands for patting her daughter's head, flipping through picture books, or making more meals, it may have been worth leaving them on.
Mama hit my head more than she patted it. She never opens picture books. She doesn't even make me food. I go to buy it myself. But I mustn't go to the same store more than once. Mustn't have my face remembered. Mustn't talk to the policeman. Why? Why is that? Is it my fault? Am I not allowed to have Mama pat my head? Have picture books read to me? Or eat dinner with Mama? Why not? Why not? I didn't do anything wrong! This isn't my fault. It's Mama's! Mama's fault! Mama wouldn't play with me, but Sakutaro did. He even read books, watched TV, and ate meals with me. He was a much better friend than Mama was.
I'm not proud of it. But what am I supposed to do? I'm busy with work, I tell you. You know that, right? It was unavoidable. There's nothing I can do. True enough. It was unavoidable. Unavoidable that you'd injure your daughter, tearing her heart apart and making her tears run with blood. In that case, there's no avoiding the same thing happening again, right here, right now. Come, Maria. Enough of the excuses from a woman who calls herself a mother.
My throat made a little noise.
Can you forgive her, or not? Is she innocent, or guilty?
I won't forgive her. Mama's guilty. I'll make Mama meet the same fate she gave to Sakutaro. Take Mama from the seam at the neck and tear her apart so we can see the cotton inside her.
Maria's eyes ominously flashed blue.
In that instant, invisible, massive arms stuck their fingernails out and tightly grasped Rose's entire body. As the bones all over her body made a sound like twigs being stepped on, they cracked readily and broke apart. Rosa had understood vaguely. The massive arms were probably her own arms, from the time she'd torn Sakutaro apart. From a stuffed animal's perspective, her arms certainly would have been this massive. So she could imagine what would happen next. The sharp nails stuck deep into the base of her neck, and she heard the skin tearing with her own ears. Then as the two witches watched over her, Rose's flesh was split in two, top and bottom. When Sakutaro had been torn apart, bits of cotton had flown out about like snowflakes. But in Rose's case, something like black, thick tar came out, filthily flying all over the place. There wasn't even a trace of the real blood. It was something black, filthy, and thick. It was probably what a bloodless, tearless human kept inside their body.
Wait.
Take a break.
Yeah, Khan's Discord crashed, okay?
Oh, what? What the fuck? Oh, okay, shit.
I guess just go back a couple lines and reread it. When it's back.
Okay.
I don't think it's back yet. Yeah.
I'll be back.
I'm gonna get cake.
What would happen? Sorry.
Cons Discord crashed.
Khan's Discord crashed.
Oh, cons too?
Oh, wait, multiple people crashed?
I thought it was just cons.
Yeah. I crashed too.
Damn, that's crazy.
Oh shit.
That is definitely interesting.
This music is so good.
Yeah,
This
Mirage
music's
Coordinator's good.
Hey, Umineko's soundtrack at Bops.
Is this
Guys,
the
you better
first
fucking
time
send
this
this to
has
me
been
later.
played?
Yes, I'll send it to him later.
Is this the first time this has been played?
No,
Has
Mirage
it?
I
Coordinator's
don't
played
believe so.
before.
Oh, I forgot.
Mirage Coordinator has definitely played before at this point.
I'm guessing the Khan disconnected and she was just stuck in there because the Discord didn't figure it out yet.
Yeah,
All I have to say is I had nothing to do with it.
B.
Oh, sure.
Well, if it comes down to it, we can probably just redistribute and then have Khan watch the Twitch stream. Regrettable though it may be, we do have a method of continuing onward.
she is currently typing. Okay. Her PC just restarted on her.
Is Kaneko back?
You even exist, Kaneko.
Currently not, I guess.
I had to turn
Not
down
at the
stream.
moment.
I don't know. This music's
What?
so good. It
Wait.
started overpowering everyone.
It's so good. But she's in the server, right? Or am I?
Hello,
Nicole? Yeah.
Khan, are you there?
Hello?
Oh, light up. I see her lighting up.
Hello?
Is it there?
Yeah.
It is there.
Okay, thank God it's not restarting on me.
Welcome back.
Whoop.
Welcome.
I don't know what the fuck happened.
Yo,
I'm
I'm just
Either way,
mixing
continue.
the Umineko song to Danganronpa and it fucking bops.
Alright, so Khan, are you ready or do you still need a second? Khan?
I'm still here.
No, I mean, are you ready to read or do you still need a second?
Oh, I think so?
Can you get in
There
on
are
stream?
things you can pull into the registry that makes it literally impossible for your computer to just restart on you. You might want to look into those later.
Alright, well let's keep on going if you're available.
Alright,
I think
cool.
she's disappearing again. She's not talking.
I'm still here.
Okay,
Anyways.
good.
Khan, are you ready to read?
Yeah, we
Yes,
can hear
we
you,
can
Khan.
hear you. Good.
Yeah, we can hear you.
Cool, because the screen just froze.
Oh,
Well,
Oh.
well, you can talk at least, and
Well, I
you
mean,
can
she
read
can't
it on
see.
your phone.
Khan, can you see the screen?
No.
I mean, like, we're not moving anything.
I mean, what
Is
you
the
could
cursor
do is
blinking?
you could.
It's just doing a spinny blue Lodi circle.
Alright, so your things. Okay.
The not responding symbol. No, I mean, it's not responding.
No, that's weird because her mic is coming in clearly. Usually when that happens, it just goes to shit.
I don't know what's going on.
Can you restart Discord?
Your computer may be having a seizure.
Can you restart, typing? It crashed on her again. Yeah, I'll, text or something.
When the technical difficulties happen in the area where the bops are banging.
So let's see. Beatrice? Beatrice.
Oh.
Okay, Khan's on the Twitch stream. Alright, Rindy, you're Maria. I'm Rosa. B, you're Beatrice. Let's do it.
Alright. Okay. This is incredible. Hideous. What filthy insides. Splendidly done, Maria. Well then, is this enough for your revenge? Can you forgive your mother or not? Innocent or guilty?
I can't forgive her. Still can't forgive her. She's guilty.
When Beatrice brandished her pipe cane, gold butterflies seeped up and restored Rosa's broken flesh in an instant.
Feel the depths of your sin which cannot be repaid by a single human life. And remember your own great sin. Come, try and remember. Remember the scale of your sin.
Hello? Is it Mama? When will you get home?
I'm sorry. I'm busy with work today, so I'm staying over.
Staying over for work again? Looks like work is tough for you again today, Mama.
Yeah, sorry. I really am busy. I'll be holed up in the company the whole time. I can't even get a breath of outside air. Mama just can't finish her job quickly this time. Let's give them a better design, I won't be given another job. That's how tough this work is. So it'll just have to take some time.
Yeah. I understand. I'll be a good girl and watch over the house. So do your best at work, finish it quickly, and come back, okay?
Thank you for understanding about Mama's work. I promise I'll buy a delicious cake tomorrow and take it home.
I don't need cake. Instead of taking time to go to the cake store, I'd be happy if you came home that much sooner.
Don't worry. I'll come back quickly, I promise. Let's have some delicious cake together. Let's drink delicious tea together. Let's read a new picture book together. Let's play with that wolves and sheep puzzle I bought the other day. Both of us. Together. I promise.
Yeah. Promise. I'll be waiting. Do your best at work, Mama.
Uh-huh. It's a lonely story, but isn't this the mother-daughter love wonderful? with both looking out for each other. Do you see any problem with it, Maria? Rosa?
I kept that promise, didn't I? The next evening, didn't I do as I promised, buying a cake and returning everything returning earlier than usual?
That's not it. I know. That evening, a pay-on-delivery package came from Mama, but there wasn't enough money in the wallet. So I called Mama's company to ask what to do. I was told only to call at special times, but I thought it'd be bad if the package was something important for Mama's work. So I called. Then I was told that Mama had a day off. I was told that it had been decided long ago that Mama would have that day off and that she'd gone far away to play. I knew. The whole time I knew Mama was lying. But you know what? Sakutara scolded me, saying that it wasn't true. Every day Mama was very busy with work. There was no way she'd abandon Maria and play. He said that the person who told us Mama had the day off must have made some kind of mistake. That's what Sakutara said. So I believed it. I believed it. I love Mama. Love her. Of course, Mama said that she loves me. Loves me.
Yes, me too. I love you, Maria. Rosa let out a deep sigh. Maybe she felt the weight of her words. Then she set the receiver on the bedside phone down. The darkroom made the starry sky on the ground below the window stand out even more beautifully. The table in front of the terrace was a very cold wine cooler, and the one she shared a glass with was gazing at the scene below. Noir, I cannot hear you.
Mars currently has invisible voice.
Ghost voice.
Your light is green, but you have no words, Noir.
He's not lighting up. Oh, there he is.
Sorry, I had my mic muted on the controller.
It's all good.
Oh god.
You didn't
Wait, you
tell
just get dual
your
sense
daughter
mic?
you were on vacation?
I told her once, but she was so nosy that I decided not to tell her anymore. It's less work that way.
If you were worried about your daughter, you didn't have to force yourself to put this in your schedule, right?
But that way we never get our schedules to match. Didn't I have to worry about that? The slender, middle-aged man, clad in a white robe, gave a small sigh. Rose reacted instantly to that slight reaction. Come on! Let's not talk about my daughter! It'd be a waste of this precious wine!
I find you fascinating as both a woman and a human being.
Wow, he's literally me.
But for that very reason, I feel bad about taking so much of your time that it strains your relationship with your daughter. It's a classic confliction.
Don't I always tell you not to worry about my relationship with my daughter? I try not to talk about her when I'm alone with you, okay? I wouldn't have even phoned from here if it weren't for that nosy drunk laughing stupidly in the lobby downstairs.
Rosa-san, can't you reconsider taking sudden vacations like this in the future for your daughter's sake?
You might have to readjust. I don't think he sounds like this.
Rosa-san, can't you reconsider taking sudden vacations like this in the future for your daughter's sake?
There we go.
Isn't it enough if we only meet when our schedules match?
Our schedules will never match up that way, right? And I always want to be with you.
That's a child's way of loving. Loving between adults should be a little more stoic. Not being able to be with you for long periods of time makes me lonely too. However, I think we can enjoy more than enough adult loving during that limited time.
So you're telling me to go be with my daughter more? Be a mother, not a woman?
That's what you want too, right? You must also want to spend lots of time with your daughter. I won't run away. I'm trying to say that I think it's sad for you to sacrifice your daughter so you can prioritize your time with me.
Did you get back on good terms with your wife? Looks like you've had enough of being separated from her.
I don't want to talk about my wife. Just like you don't want to talk about your daughter.
I'm sure you think single women with children are a pain.
I never said anything of the sort before.
Whenever someone finds out I have a child, they desert me. Even if I tell them not to worry about paying that child's living expenses, they all desert me. I thought you understood about my daughter. But I guess you don't like single women with children after all.
Yeah, that's not what I'm saying. I haven't started to dislike you, Rosa-san. I'm just trying to tell you to take better care of our daughter. Something I know you wish for yourself. And I don't want you to hurt yourself by lying to her. That's all I'm saying.
A liar! I've become a burden for you, right?
That's not what I'm saying.
No, I know. I understand. After being abandoned so many times because of that child, I know. I can tell by your mood, yes. You're already like those other men. You don't want a woman with a child. You don't want a divorce, because that's a pain. You don't want to become the parent of a child with another man, right? Yes, that's right. I totally get it. I once went out with a man with children, so I really get how you feel. That's why I believed I'd be able to be together with you, a person who understood about my daughter. That's right. You were always in the way. If only you didn't exist, I would have been able to grasp my happiness as a woman long ago. Because you exist, you were always in the way of my happiness.
Ma.
Even I didn't want you to be born. No, that's not it. I thought I might be able to build a happy family together with you. But that man disappeared right before your birth. He said he'd build a warm, happy family with me, tricked me, and disappeared from my sight for all eternity. Only you were left. No love or memories or anything remained. Where did that man go? He probably just turned my days with him into a warm memory, and met with a new love. And this time, he might have been able to create a happy family. As for me, I have you. I can't even look for a new love. Men can go between women all they like and brag about it, but for a woman, for me, I have you. I have you as a stone weight. And because of you, I can't search for romance, I can't find love, and I can only live alone. No, I wasn't even allowed that. I wasn't even allowed a night to drink myself drunk all alone. Who are you? Who? You wasted my life and won't even let me have a new one. Just who are you into my life? Die. Disappear. I've hated you since the moment you were born. I've hated you since the time you were in my womb. I've been doing my best to act like a good mother so I'd be accepted by the outside world. Yes, I've done my best. As I waited for other women of my generation to praise, as I watched other women of my generation praise being single, sometimes playing with passion or even being joined with someone in love. I was struck being both a mother and a woman. Whoever showed appreciation for my efforts. No one admired me. No one praised me. I got what I deserved. Second-hand goods. Divorcees should die. You don't want anyone who's not a virgin. I'm the only one who doesn't want anything to do with you, you damn inexperienced virgin brats. I was so desperate, I felt like an easy woman to you. Yes, I was desperate. You probably couldn't imagine how desperate a woman like me, who's still at the age where she wants to know love, was. When I realized that my time was being filled with work and caring for my child. That I'd probably grow old and end my life still like this. Of course I hate your real father, too. But we'll shed the blame for bringing about that catastrophe. I myself might have been persistent enough to make him run away. But the catastrophe after that were all your fault! When did I ever scold you for that? Never, right? The day after one man left me, when I wanted to drink myself dead drunk, was Parents' Day at your school! Try to hide my tear-stained eyes with heavy makeup. The way I felt when you said something off the mark and the whole class laughed at you. It's something that not only you, but probably everyone in the world couldn't understand. I hate you. Loathe you. And until now I've never really loved you even once. Maria's face was still stiff. If the words really had been blades, Maria's whole body would probably be stained with fresh blood by now. Even after gaining the power of a witch and resolving herself to take revenge for Sakutaro, she couldn't stand these curses coming out of her mother's mouth.
Ugly. How ugly is a woman drowning in lust? Now you see this woman's true nature. Even I, as a witch who's explored the depths of evil, find this most difficult to watch. Maria, now's the time to part from her. Smash the ugly lump of meat that calls herself your mother. It would be pointless for your pure soul to be bound by the chains between mother and daughter any longer. With your own hand. Release your own soul now. You have gained the tooth and the claw to protect yourself.
Now you'll taste the pain I had to go through. Now I'll take revenge for those days of suffering.
Aren't you the one who's been hurting me? I'm the one who wants revenge. I should have done that before you were born. If only you hadn't been born. Disappear! Ah! As Rosa howled in a way that could only be described by the word her upper body was crushed. In an instant became something similar to a wrung, blood-stained towel.
Be crushed. I can't forgive you. Can't forgive you.
What filth. That form suits you.
Even those raised and below was standing normally. Just the upper half of her body had been pinched, and that extreme contrast was bizarre. Then she fell over. But the instant she fell, her body was restored. You die!
Hold on, be right back.
Oh, fuck.
Oh, Khan's back.
Am I in?
You're
Am I
in.
clear?
We hear you.
Am I clear?
Yes,
Your phone
welcome
mic, but
back.
I can hear you.
That's because I'm on my phone.
I assume so.
Do you
Alexander
wanna
probably
keep
should still
voice
use-
acting?
I feel like we
Please
should
let
still
me
use
finish
the
the
understudies.
scene.
That
Fine.
phone mic is it's good for
It's
communication.
fine, Bone.
All right, if you want to go with it, I thought you guys also.
If it's Orange's stream,
Go for
I'd
it.
be fine
I
with it.
thought before he said nothing. Okay.
Yeah, that's fine.
I mean, like, not all our mic qualities have to be like.
Actually, I thought Oren said that before. Okay.
Keep going.
There's me.
Hi. Come, Maria. Is this the limit to your anger and your sadness? Now's the time for your revenge. Time for the settlement of anger and sadness. Hit her, spit it out. Push out all the wedges driven into your chest and fling them back at her.
Who is that?
I think that's Rosa. Oh no, that was Maria. Maria's howl was adorned with the ugly sound of flesh and bone being crushed at the same time. As Rosa, who had foully insulted Maria, laid spread eagle, a neat, perfect circle was cut out of her chest and crushed, as though her chest had been trampled by an invisible elephant. Her heart and her lungs and her ribs were trampled so mercilessly that they were completely indistinguishable. It might have symbolized the pain in Maria's heart up until today.
So, Maria, are you satisfied now? Can you forgive your mother for her sin? Or not? Innocent? Or guilty?
I can't forgive her! Not yet! Not yet! Mama is guilty, 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 guilty! I can't forgive her!
Indeed. How could this level of punishment compare to the bitter days you suffered through? Know it, Rosa. Come, try to remember, what form did you have? Revive in order to be killed. Be killed over and over so that your sins can be purified.
When Beato waved her cane, the body was restored again. And Rosa sat up, coughing violently in apparent pain. And once again she spat out curses, rejecting Maria.
You aren't Mama. You're a witch tormenting me and Mama. I won't forgive you just because you look like Mama. I won't forgive you!
You're the witch, aren't you? Always reading creepy books and pretending to play with witches. You're the one who should disappear! Because of you, even I'm treated like a freak! Because of you. Because of you! If only you hadn't been born. Don't be born! I've hated you since before you were born! Maria screamed. Was she unable to bear her anger and sadness? Or else had she been taken over by an indescribable emotion? It was surely a cry of hopelessness. Yet it was a reality that had been accepted. Maria knew. It had to be accepted, sorry. She knew that she was tough. She was thought of as a burden. But even though she herself had known that, she didn't believe it. She believed that her mother loved her, and had done her best to positively interpret several events that could have made her doubt this, trusting and clinging to her mother's love. But she had no one except Mama. Even so, she really did like Mama. Wanted to return to the days when she'd believed that Mama loved her.
So I howled. I'll erase all of it. I won't accept it. I'll deny it. I'll deny the mother who says these things, the black witch who makes her say them, and the part of myself that I can't forgive my mother. But I can't deny it. It is reality, fact, the truth, the answer. Without any mistake, this is absolute reality.
Oh wait, hold on a second, shit, I didn't read that part. Maria turned Rosa into a lump of meat over and over. Over and over in the dark world that reflected her heart. Rang the unugly sound of flesh and bone being torn apart, which would make anyone want to cover their ears. Each time Beatrice revived Rosa, She dragged her back into the world of endless torture, which could not be escaped from even by death. This was the true, deepest hell that the endless witch Beatrice could create. However, this world was not made endless by Beatrice's will. Because every time Rosa turned into a lump of meat, she asked the same question to Maria.
Are you satisfied, Maria? Can you forgive your mother yet?
How could I forgive her? How could I forgive her? I won't forgive her. I'll teach you all of my pain. Teach you much, much more. It's still not enough, not close to enough. Since I was born, since before I was born. I can't get rid of the anger and sadness of being neglected so long.
I hate you. Hate you. Revive over and over again. Return to a lump of meat over and over again. In various ways, she crushed, smashed, beat, and tore her to bits. Flying blood splatter and flesh turned the once pitch-black world into a world mixed with mixed red and black. Maria's anger still hadn't calmed down. It was as though she was still spitting out all the suppressed rage from the time of her birth until today. If all that became poison to her heart, then would the repeated murder of her mother purify her soul? Would even this wasteful murder save her soul, at least a little bit? This endless torture might have become a slight diversion from her sad, unrewarded life. After all, it seemed that she'd finally been able to regain her smile.
Learn it. You, the source of my unhappiness. Learn it. Learn that what you're feeling is nothing compared to my pain. What's wrong? Why do you stop laughing? Try and laugh!
Half of her skull collapsed. Eyeballs flew out and black cranial fluid gushed. Fragments of teeth scattered.
Come on, revive! Try and laugh! Come on, come on!
Pearl chest along with her ribs turned inside out, exposing her filthy innards. All of them writhed like some kind of impure creature.
Come on, come on, come on, come on! Revive! Can you still laugh? Can you still laugh?
Rosa couldn't laugh anymore, but her face was laughing. Filled with a twisted laugh and covered with a malice that rejected her unwanted daughter.
I erased that laughing voice. Next, I'll erase that laughing face. I'll erase it, I'll crush it, I'll tear it to bits. Laugh! Try and laugh, Mama! What's wrong, Mama? Let's wake up! Read a picture book and go take a walk! Let's say we'll love each other, make a promise for next Sunday, let's go shopping, let's go to the movies! And of course you'll break that promise! Isn't it fun, Mama? Is it fun, Mama? I'm playing with Mama now, right?
That's right, you are playing with your mother, having fun with her. Tell me how you feel right now. I don't believe it's anger or sadness or pain.
Yeah, that's right. I get it, Beatrice. I'm having a lot of fun right now. I'm playing with Mama, so it's tons of fun. And even though I'm killing Mama and over again, she can revive me with just a single bit of magic. I took care of my toys because I couldn't fix them if they broke. But if the tie could be fixed, I'd want to break it over and over again. But Sakutaro won't be fixed. He can't be fixed. Because Mama who made him, Mama who gave birth to him, won't acknowledge him. I wasn't acknowledged by Mama either, was I? So the broken Maria won't be fixed either. It's fun, Mama. Since it's gotten so fun, I'm so starting to feel I could forgive you. Hey, Beato, this is a very strange feeling. Why? Why am I starting to feel like I can forgive Mama?
That enlightened state is only reached by witches who have gained the power to control life and death at will. You can kill at any time. You can revive her if needed. If that's a pain, then it's alright to kill her again. Once you've learned that you can do this at any time, simply by snapping your fingers, all nonsense spoken in the world of humans becomes the chirping of insects that isn't worth listening to. You didn't begin to think about forgiving your mother because your eyes were open to your mother's love. It was because now you stand at the entrance to the world of true witches. Welcome, Maria, to the profound and sweet world of witches.
I've done it. Maria is no longer Maria. I may still be an apprentice, but I've surpassed the human world. I am now the apprentice witch of origins, Maria. There's nothing to frustrate me, nothing to make me sad. Mama, I forgive you. I'm sure I can forgive you. I think I'll be able to forgive you after doing just a bit more. After all, I'm a witch.
Maria would probably forgive her mother eventually, after brutally murdering her countless times, graciously. Whoa, that last thunder was loud. Must have been pretty close, right?
Oh, fuck. Looks like it. No matter how old you get, thunder still makes a jump.
Bailey was looking at the dark night through a crack in the curtains. Every once in a while, a pale white lightning bolt would shine, and he seemed to be enjoying it.
Oh? Looks like you were so noisy you woke Maria up. Sorry, Maria. Sorry Paddler's so freaking loud.
What the hell? So it's my fault. Sorry, Maria. It's okay to go back to sleep. Good night. Maria was a bit hazy, with drowsy eyes. She's probably half asleep and couldn't think straight.
Oh, that's okay. I won't sleep.
Nah, go ahead and sleep. You're still half asleep, aren't you?
I'm not half asleep. Oh.
Come on, you're totally half asleep, aren't you? Sleep, sleep.
I'm not half asleep, not half asleep.
Quit it, stupid battler. Ah, jeez, what are you thinking, getting a kid who's just woken up into a bad mood?
I'm not half asleep. Not half asleep.
I understand, Maria-chan. You aren't half asleep. So calm down.
Not half asleep. Not half asleep.
Maybe it's because of her delicate mental state after waking up, but Maria suddenly threw a tantrum. Ballard had been trying to tease her a bit, so he was confused by this extreme overreaction. George held her head, trying to calm her down, but Maria's tantrum wasn't going to be quelled easily. Battler and Jessica were trying to push the blame onto each other, saying, "It's your fault. It's yours, too."
Hey, be quiet, you two. Jessica, then, there's still... Oh, fuck. Jessica, there's still some hot water in the pot, right? Can you make some tea for her? Did you calm down? Maria-chan?
It looks like her tantrum was dying down bit by bit. But she still glared at Battler, who had made fun of her, with sharp eyes.
Ballerkin was just kidding around. He doesn't really think you're half asleep. So calm down. Alright?
George noticed. Maria was staring at Battler with incredible eyes. And despite having just displayed all that emotion, she laughed in a small voice. Instead of a laugh, she seemed more like she was muttering while thinking about, or else counting each he. As though each time she said he, something brutal would happen over and over. George felt something creepy for just an instant, but he couldn't spot the madness that peeked out of the depths of that girl's eye for just a moment. After a short period of stunned silence on George's part, Maria stopped her bizarre, quiet laugh and pushed George's arm aside, as though telling him to let go.
Ew. I'll forgive him.
Really? Oh, he's such a good girl, Maria. Ballerkin, Maria-chan forgave you. Make up.
Yeah, sorry for teasing you. Forgive me.
Hey, Maria. Let's make some cafe à l'eau as a sign that you've made... Ole. As a sign that you've made up. I'll put in lots of sugar so it'll be sweet.
I don't need it. But I'll forgive you. Because I'm a witch.
One more time, Maria laughed in a creepy, quiet voice. It was only for a very short time, so Battler and Jessica didn't think much of it. They decided to think that it had probably only looked that way when the lightning hit her cheek with a pale, white light for an instant. At the time, they could hear the sound of loud footsteps coming from the hall. It was already about 10:30, late at night. Late at night is usually a time when you aren't supposed to be disturbed. Hearing footsteps like that at this time was far from calming. Then, along with the clearly ominous knock that repeated fiercely, they could hear Goda and Kumasawa's voices. That clearly told them that this was an abnormal situation.
Children! Are you there? Are you there? It's Goda!
Jelly.
Shelly.
Oh. It's Kumasawa. Is everything okay? What has happened? What has happened?
When George opened the door, the two of them had tumbled in, sopping wet. They had dashed here from the mansion without an umbrella.
What's wrong, you two? Did something happen?
It was the Master Crow Summer. Everyone, oh.
Dance of the Moon Rabbits. Alright.
Do we want to keep going?
Well, so it's like the problem is we have another hour. Like it's literally only
Everybody
11
keep
o'clock.
moving. Everybody keep moving.
Okay, never mind. I guess they do have lines tonight then.
I'm terribly sorry to
down there.
Khan
Hello,
and her.
Tashi.
I'm terribly sorry to Khan and her technical issues, but we'll have to. We're gonna keep pressing on for the night because we still have enough time for more shit.
Yeah, we're
I
not.
don't know if we'll be able to finish this chapter though.
We'll get as far as we can. You know.
All right.
Not with that
Find a
attitude.
point.
Wait, what's up? Yeah, we'll find a point. No problems. It was a pitch black room. There were no windows, and with the weak light bulb, one could just barely make out the state of things around them. It appeared to be an old forgotten underground storage room with some kind of dusty furniture haphazardly thrown into it. However, even with just a little light, one could at least make out that it probably wasn't a storage room. After all, that room was sealed off with iron bars.
Where is this?
I don't know. Could this be underneath the mansion? There's always been a room like this, directly underneath the dining hall.
They had dropped into what had appeared to be a pit falling into this room. Therefore, it was natural to assume that this room was directly under the dining hall. However, not even Kraus could bring himself to believe that there were pitfalls rigged in his beloved dining hall, where he had enjoyed his meals for years. This dungeon-like room lay directly beneath it. But the ceiling above was of crude stone craftsmanship, and they couldn't understand how they could have fallen from somewhere up there. No. All 5 people who had dropped here thought the same thing. They had the sensation of falling into a pit. There was no way there could be pitfalls in the dining hall, nor could this dungeon-like place be directly under it. But the truth is that they actually had fallen into this place and were locked in. So, they were confused.
It is lucky, it is lucky that no one was hurt after falling from such a height.
Shannon, Cannon. Did either of you two know about this room?
No. We did not know of this room either.
Really?
Really? We really don't know about a room like this.
Despite their age, Kyrie apparently wouldn't have found it odd if they, as servants, allowed to wear the one-winged eagle, might know of the mansion's secret tricks. There was a long silence, as if Kraus was evaluating their answer.
No, it's probably true that you don't know. After all, this is the clean freak Shannon we're talking about. If she knew about this room, she'd probably scrub this place until it was sparkling. The filth of this room is proof that you two don't know of it. More importantly, I think we should worry about what to do next.
Exactly. We need to call the police, or rather administer first aid as soon as possible.
Nandra's words were hollow. Obviously. 6 people had been killed in the dining hall. Everybody had seen the exact moment when they'd been killed. And since half of their heads had been destroyed, anyone could tell that the deaths had been instant with just a single glance. Everyone understood that first aid no longer held any meaning.
Thank you, Dr. Nanjo. You already understand that our partners are no longer alive. Thanks for trying to console us by mentioning first aid.
Natsuhi.
Once again, a gloomy silence dominated the atmosphere. But Kraus shook his head harshly over and over, and, for the time being, decided to forget the pain of losing his wife, and he dedicated himself to figuring out where they were.
Everyone, listen to me. Father is hopeless now. We've passed the point of searching for a reason or an explanation that can be expressed in words.
Nobody answered. Without any kind of discussion or mercy, 6 people had been killed in an instant. And Kinzo had even been so bold as to proclaim that it would become sacrifices for this is not me talking. I believe this is actually Kyrie?
Oh, shit. And Kinzo had even been so bold to proclaim that we become sacrifices for a ceremony involving 13 murders. Since we've been locked up in this place, we too will probably become the ceremony's next sacrifices soon. Around this time, our eyes became used to the darkness. And bit by bit, we were able to understand more about the dungeon's interior. What we thought was furniture haphazardly left in the dungeon turned out not to be furniture at all. They were things like small cages to lock people in, restraints, or else torture racks. At any rate, it was obvious that it was eerier than a mere jail cell. Since the objects were rusted together and coated in thick dust, there were no doubt that they had been forgotten. Maybe you could even call these things Kinzo's sealed and forgotten madness. However, we had been locked away in this room. Those objects weren't exactly comforting to people who were locked up, hoping to be released without harm.
I sure hope we're released without any harm. At any rate, let's get out of here. We've lost loved ones and friends, and would like to spend some time shedding tears. But more than that, I'm worried about the children.
I wonder if the children are safe.
All we can do is pray. Come to think of it, Kumasawa and Goda aren't here.
Perhaps they were able to get away safely.
You never know. It would be a relief if they were able to meet up with our children.
When the going gets tough, Goda-san is reliable, and Kumasawa-san is knowledgeable and calm. I'm sure they'll be able to help the children.
Yes, that certainly would be comforting.
Shannon and Kraus smiled bitterly a little. They quickly realized how improper that was and stopped, clearing their throats.
We can't be optimistic, Nason. There's a chance they've already been attacked after we were.
I agree. What Father carried out in the dining hall was the 6 murders of the first twilight from the witch's epitaph, right? Then, the second twilight is to tear apart 2 who are close. We can't deny the possibility that Goda-san and Kumasawa-san may have been killed after escaping together. We can't cling to the optimistic idea that they must have gotten to the guest house and are protecting the children.
Kyrie coldly analyzed the worst-case scenario. For her, it was heartbreaking to have lost her beloved husband. But right now, the most important thing was protecting that husband's son, along with the other children from becoming the insane family head's sacrifices. She overcame her sadness with a parental urge to protect children from sorrow. Seems that both Kyrie and Kraus were strong enough to forget about their grief, if only for the time being. They would let their tears flow later. In order to protect the children, they had to act.
Anyway, let's get out of here, like I said. Seems to be a rather old cell. Couldn't we break the bars with something? Let's try searching the entire room for some way to escape.
I wonder if there are any torture tools lying around all these torture cages. They might be useful as weapons or to break the bars. Maybe an energy sword.
Kyrie pulled a lighter from her pocket. She herself didn't smoke, but she kept one tucked away in her pocket to light Rudolph's cigarettes. It was an extremely valuable source of light for searching in this dim dungeon.
Shannon, help Kyrie-san search the room. Cannon, you help me check out the bars. This is a very old cell. The bars could be loose.
What should I help with?
Please just keep up your strength. Father will probably come soon. You're the only one whose words will reach him. In a way, you might be holding our lives in your hands.
My words will no longer reach him, I think.
Yeah, Orange?
Purple?
Oh, wait, what the fuck? Oops.
Yeah, what the fuck, Orange?
I'm sorry, but I don't believe I would be of use.
Then lend us your expertise as a doctor. I wonder if exists a drug that can make people instantly faint.
A drug that makes instantly faint? What are you talking about?
We believe we fell through a pit and landed in this dungeon. In that panic-stricken moment, that's what we believed happened. But I measured the breath of this room and came to a realization. This dungeon can't be underneath the dining hall.
Why do you say that?
You're an idiot, Nason. Compared to the dining hall, this dungeon is too cramped.
Exactly. The first person to fall was Cross Nissan. The second was myself. When you fell into this room, did you move from that spot, Cross Nissan?
It's embarrassing to say, but the landing hurt, and I lay there groaning in pain. Immediately after that, Kyrie-san came crashing down next to me.
The distance between where we were standing and the places where we landed is clearly off.
Sorry, I was looking for any amount.
Certainly, when you put it that way. I was next to fall, so I remember fairly well where you two were standing. The distance between you two in the dining hall might have been greater than this entire room.
We fell into a pit and directly dropped down here. It's not like we fell into multiple interlocking pipes and were all collected here. The fall was instant, wasn't it? I don't remember rolling around in some sort of elaborate water pipe system.
True, we can't explain it with a pitfall. What a strange tale.
What does that have to do with the drug that makes people instantly faint, like Kyrie-sama was talking about?
Dashi?
Can't
sorry.
read it on set.
Kyrie-sama is probably thinking that there were no pitfalls in the dining hall, correct? Dumbass.
But in reality, we did fall.
More accurately, we felt as though we fell into pits. And that was only natural. After all, we experienced something that couldn't be described any other way.
I see. In other words, this is what you want to say. You take a drink first. We did not fall into pits. We were attacked with something like a blow dart, for example, and lost consciousness instantly. It could be that we just remembered the instant we fell to the floor, as though we were falling through a pit.
I see. That's a much more persuasive explanation than there being numerous pitfall traps in the dining hall that we've never noticed, even after decades eating there.
Nason, do you have a watch?
Huh? Yes. I have a pocket watch. It's about 10:40.
Yes. My watch says the same. In short, it's only been a bit more than 10 minutes since that uproar in the dining hall, at most.
My watch has the same time. It's much too short a time to knock us out and carry us somewhere. Judging only from the time, it's reasonable to assume that we did fall through a hole leading directly underneath the dining hall.
They could have tampered with the watch hands as much as they wanted. While we were passed out, they may have wound everyone's watches back. We're incapable of proving that this possibility doesn't exist.
Whether it was a pitfall or a drug that induced fainting, It did not change the fact that we need to be on guard.
Well then, Dr. Nanjo. Is there a drug that can do that?
Well, it's the same as your reasoning, Kyrie. I cannot prove that there isn't a drug with that effect I don't know about.
As they say, you can never be too careful. Sorry, it was a useless question. I just thought that with my hypothesis, I could suggest that this dungeon might not necessarily be directly underneath the dining hall.
I see. There's always the possibility that we were carried off to the hidden mansion they say Father built in the middle of the forest. If we can escape from here and get outside, then we'll know. We'll save worrying about that until after we get out.
Exactly. I'm truly sorry. I've only been asking about and prying into useless things.
No, it's quite promising. If you notice anything else, please tell us. It might become a hint to escaping from here. Rudolph was always talking about you. He said that he was always surprised by your ideas, and they would sometimes give him valuable hints. The fact that you're here is a blessing within a tragedy.
Thank you. I heard something from Rudolph-san as well. He said that you usually just swagger about, but when things get serious, you overflow with a sense of responsibility and can be a very dependable older brother.
That's far too kind. Damn it, at any rate, these iron bars won't even budge. How are things on your end, Cannon? What about you, Cannon?
Cannon.
Cannon? Darcy.
Oh fuck, I muted the wrong button.
Cannon?
I muted the wrong button. No, this site is no better.
Kraus and Ken tried wiggling the bars in various ways. There were a few bars that could be twisted, and a few had enough space to rattle a little bit around in. But they couldn't be broken with the human strength alone. However, there was still a hope if they could use some kind of lever-like tool. It was still far too early to give up yet. Children's lives were hanging in the balance. Even if there was no hope, they couldn't stop their struggle. And it was better for them to act this way. If they were to stop, there's no doubt they'd once again be overcome by the grief of losing their loved ones and curl up, clutching their knees.
How are you doing, Kirie-san? Find anything?
I found some small stones that we could hold on to and hide. Something like this could probably be used as a weapon. Though, it'd probably be impossible to whittle down those iron bars with them. How about you, Shannon-chan?
No, nothing. Ah, this is a phone.
I doubt it's connected. But we might be able to use the cord as some form of a string-based weapon. If we break it, we could take out the metal parts. Cross Nissan, there's a keyhole for opening the bars, right?
Yes. It's a pretty large hole, quite old-fashioned. If we twist some wire into it, we might just be able to pick it.
We might be able to use the metal parts of the phone as a substitute for something. This phone will become our weapon.
It's just like investing. Our weapon is information.
Krause and Kyrie laughed together at how they hadn't even thought of using the phone as a means of communication.
Huh.
What are you doing, Nason?
I just wonder if maybe the phone was working.
You dummy, Nason.
Whisper.
Whisper, whisper.
Huh? What?
At that point, Shen let out a small, surprised cry.
Kiryu-sama! This phone, it's connected!
What did you say?
It was like when people move out of an office, taking everything with them, leaving only the telephone behind. That's the feeling the phone gave off, having been left in the corner of the cell. The cord was wound into a coil, the tip of it being swallowed by the wall. And just looking at it, there was no reason to assume that it wasn't hooked up. But to think that it was. Here I took the receiver from Shannon and pressed it to her ear. Certainly the electric hum of a phone was a familiar sound. And this phone was certainly live.
Good luck. Let's contact the police.
Hold on. This is too good to be true. Could it be bugged?
If they were planning a trick like that, normally they would cut the telephone line. There's actually a good possibility that they overlook this. If they notice, they might actually cut the line this time. There's nothing we could tell the police that would be problematic for us if they overheard.
Surely that was true. The point of a wiretap is to overhear some important piece of information. The way things were right then, she couldn't think of a single thing that would come up in a conversation to the outside world might be troublesome to have overheard. Kyrie instantly concluded that there was more likely to be mistaken on Kinzo's part than a trap. To be a mistake on Kinzo's part than a trap.
You do have a point. I believe you start with 0 to make a call through the external line.
Anakin, I'm gonna make a phone call, so will you watch how things are out there for me? If you sense somebody coming, let me know.
Yes.
Cannon raced off towards the iron bars, silenced his breathing and strained his ears. Everyone present watched her. Kyrie dialed 110. However, she pushed the hook down and redialed many times. Didn't seem to be working very well.
The outside line begins with 0. 110 would be 0110 then, right? Doesn't seem to want to go through.
Hand it over here, I'll try to call.
Kraus took the receiver in Kyrie's place and tested various things. But in the end, they were unable to notify the police. The phone itself was definitely live, but the circuit was apparently cut somewhere. Did this mean that they were not so naive?
So it's useless after all.
Means our enemies aren't naive either.
Kyria let out a deep sigh, leaned against the wall, and hung her head for a while. As cool thinking as she was, for a brief moment she might actually have had the naive hope that the phone might actually work. She sneered at herself mockingly for holding on to that naive hope for even a single moment. Then she remembered just what was happening here. Truth be told, even for being shown a scene like that right before her eyes, or rather, exactly because of that, she still couldn't think of that gruesome mass murder as something real. It was like she couldn't believe it and more like she didn't want to. You could say she was stupefied. Yoshimi Akinzo killed 6 family members. He summoned strange, witch-like, demon-like people right out of thin air. And with something like magic began to kill people one after another.
It's just all so screwed up.
Even though she definitely saw it, there was no way she could accept that spectacle.
There's no way that's what happened. Those were obviously Father's friends or something. They just hid somewhere in the dining hall beforehand and used some tricks to appear suddenly and fool us. There's no other way to explain something as screwed up as that.
But when those 6 people had their heads blown apart, a single arrow had flown around and around the room. That had truly looked like magic. Was that another thing?
Was that another thing we just saw wrong? There's no way it was magic. It was definitely some kind of setup. Since those heads were smashed, there's no doubt it was some kind of explosive. For example, a styrene toy plane like they sell at candy stores, painted gold, and with a powerful explosive loaded onto the end of it. However, though it seemed to be flying about at random...
However, though it seemed to be flying about at random, Kyrie couldn't imagine that after being fired 6 times, each time had perfectly hit the victim square in the head, one after the other. It couldn't be that there was a computer control system for finding and hitting the targets, making it a high-tech styrene plane on the same level as a guided missile, right?
Would he invest such large amounts of money into developing some stupid trick like that? For that insane sideshow? Does this take us back to the old, I wouldn't put it past father?
A number of mysterious people appeared out of thin air. 6 people had their heads demolished by a mysterious golden flying object.
The 5 of us were locked away in a mysterious dungeon by a mysterious set of pitfalls, or else put to sleep by some fainting poison dart. The family conference started a bit after 10. It's only been a bit more than 30 minutes since then. Most likely. Even though I witnessed it myself. That event took place in such a short period of time, so I still can't understand it. And I still can't come to grips with it. For argument's sake, even if we did get a hold of the police, it'd probably be impossible for anyone to accurately explain what we saw. Even though I saw it just now, my brain's fried and I have no confidence in what I saw myself.
Kyrie tried her hardest to cheer herself out of her overwhelming confusion, to just hold on to her sanity.
Damn it, what's going on here? Damn it, damn it.
Kara was starting to become desperate, hitting the hook multiple times and resetting the dial. Kraus had also been feigning composure, but he was unable to hide his panic. The more he retried the dial, the more the pretense of serenity peeled away.
Kyrie still?
I'm guessing this is Kyrie.
Okay. I don't know what's going on anymore.
Kyrie couldn't help but pray that the events that had just occurred were a dream. At that time, the look on Kraus's face changed.
Oh. I got through. I got through. It's ringing.
Really, Charles. No cross on.
I see how shallow, old man. Since we can't contact the police, the external line has probably been cut, but he failed to sever the internal line.
The internal line? Cross on. Where did you call?
The guest house. I'm calling the room where Jessica and the rest are staying. Ah? Hello? Hello? It's me. You're Goda? Is Jessica there? Is she safe?
Kraus-sama! I'm so glad you're safe! Yes, Lady Jessica and the other children are here as well, safe and unharmed.
Dad? Is it Dad? I'm so glad you're okay. Is Mom okay? Is she there?
You're...
Kraus choked on his words. Kraus had clearly seen Natsuhi's head crushed. Had seen her killed right before his eyes. Eventually he was going to have to tell that to Jessica. However, Kraus began to fret over whether he should tell her now or not, and lost his words. But even that was an answer under these circumstances.
I don't know about your mother. Let's pray for her safety. For now, I'm just...
You cut out a little bit.
For now, I'm just glad you're safe.
Yeah. I understand. I'm sorry for asking.
Jessica's voice was filled with tears. Kraus was certain now. Jessica and the rest had heard everything from start to finish after meeting up with Goda and Kumisawa at the guest house. When they learned that 6 people had been killed, they must have been anxious to rush over to the dining hall. Luckily, he'd been able to call before they'd stormed off towards the mansion. Kraus was relieved at this good timing during such a tragedy.
We have Kiryu-san and Dr. Nonjo, as well as Shannon and Cannon here. We've been locked in a place that's like a dungeon, but don't worry. We'll figure something out.
Dungeon? Where? We'll come and save you.
Unfortunately, we can't figure out where this is either. We think it may be under the dining hall, but that might not be true. Anyway, Jessica, you must stay where you are. You've heard about what happened from Goda and Kumasawa, yes?
Yeah. Grandfather, he killed everyone.
Grandfather isn't in a sane state of mind right now. If you encounter him, you'll be in danger. You might be killed. You mustn't even think about trying to come and save us. We'll take care of ourselves.
Then what should we do? Damn you, grandfather. How dare you do that to Mom and the rest? I'm gonna kill that undying bastard.
Jessica, if you talk like that, you'll sadden your mother. Those aren't the words of a lady. Anyway, put your own safety first. Lock all the guest house doors. But you mustn't overestimate how safe that will make you. The large window in the first floor lounge might get broken. Stay in your room and use a bed to make a barricade. There's a toilet and fridge in there too, right? You should be able to stay holed up until tomorrow morning. Listen up. I'll say it again. Don't think of doing anything violent. Don't even think about trying to take revenge for Mum. Only think of hiding, of getting through this without provoking our enemies.
Yeah. I understand, Dad.
After that, Goda took the phone. And was firmly told to supervise the kids as well, as an adult. Goda, with his face covered in cold sweat, repeatedly replied, "Yes, sir. Yes, sir," in an excessively tense voice. From there, Kira took the receiver and spoke with Battler, and when Shannon and Cannon got their turns, George and Jessica answered. Following that pattern, Nanjo and Kumasawa picked up as well, so that all members of both sides took their receiver in turn. Proving that everyone was safe for now, even if their location was unknown, and encouraging each other coming to an understanding on the current situation for both sides. They want to talk forever, but now wasn't the time to chat. It was explained that they would be hanging up for now, and those in the guest house consented.
If anything happens, we'll call. Wait by the phone so you can pick it up quickly. Again, be careful. You mustn't do anything rash.
Yeah, I understand. As long as you and Cannon and the others are okay, then that's good enough for me. We'll do our best. Stay safe.
Yes, of course. Well then, I'm hanging up for now. Be on your guard.
With that, the phone call ended. Goat and the rest of the men quickly descended to the first floor, closed the shutters and secured the sturdy locks on the doors. However, just a crusted worry, there was nothing that could be done about the beautiful, wide open window in the first floor lounge. If someone broke that, it would be easy to get inside. It wouldn't be hard for someone like Kinza, who hadn't hesitated at committing murder, to invade the first floor.
Oh fuck. It's like your grandfather and his followers will be armed. Locking ourselves in our room is our best bet, and moreover, our only method of forming a barricade. It's painful that we have no choice but to hole up in a sealed room. But if our enemies are carrying guns, then that's the only method we have left to us.
I have heard that the Master has a collection of working guns. That's right, guns! That was a gun. If so, it must have been a horribly powerful gun. We can't contend with that at all.
Takes a lot of force to smash someone's head open, right? Not be a magnum bullet or something like that. Probably go through a flimsy door like it was nothing.
If so, then that's even more of a reason to hold out in our room. Let's slide a bed in place and block the window too. If we do that much, then no matter how many guns they've got, they shouldn't be able to raid us.
Crap. All I can do is this passive, one-sided defense. Damn it! Dealing a finishing blow to Dad and even capturing Kyrie? That's gonna cost you, you damn geezer!
Impossible. There's no way we can compete with him. Besides, it's not just the Master. He has underlings too. Maybe even more of them. Just what are they?
Balor was filled to the brim with the urge to get revenge for Rudolph, and to rush out of here and save Kyrie. Just by looking at how terrified Godo was, there was no doubt in him that this would be reckless. It's gotta be hard on you too, right, Anarchy? You've gotta stay holed up here. Ah, damn it.
Of course, I'm torn up about it too. It's not like I can remain calm with both of my parents murdered. But specifically because of that, I have to remain calm. Do you think our dead parents would want us to die in vain? There's no way they would. They'd want at least for their children to escape. So I will survive. And I will report this to the police and uncover everything. I'll leave my enemies to the courts. That is my revenge. There's no way our parents would want us to die taking revenge for them. Right?
You're right. Just as you say. Damn it, you old bastard. What's this about a ceremony? They're supposed to be sacrificed for something like that. They'll have to escape no matter what it takes. Ruining this precious ritual of yours.
That's right. Besides, you still have Kyrie-san bat looking. And I still have Shannon. Anyway, let's be cautious and wait for our chance. Any careless actions on our part might just end up causing harm to those who have been captured.
Hostages, huh? Your grandfather captured them, so he could use them as sacrifices, right? If I don't go and save them, then are we just waiting for them to get killed?
We don't even know where the dungeon they're being held in is. Shannon Cannon don't know about it either. Of course, Goto-san Cannon didn't know about it. Of course, Goto-san and Kumasawa-san didn't know either. The possibility that they're in a secret location that only grandfather knows of is incredibly high. Under these circumstances, aimless wandering around would be practically suicidal.
I understand. But still. Damn it! So the only thing we can do is stay confined here until something happens?
Battler-sama, I understand how you feel, but let's put safety first. What Kraus-sama said, they seem to be in a fairly old cell. They may be able to break the bars somehow. The wise course of action now is to believe in them and wait.
Grandfather has a number of subordinates, and they're all armed, correct?
Yes, he does. And they're probably all armed.
Good, I'm able to say that Kinzo had comrades with him. But he hadn't been able to mention that they were mostly young women, like witches, who had used strange magic to murder. If he had said that, it would only have cast doubt on his sanity. No, not only that. He himself still couldn't understand what he had seen and was doubting his own sanity. But regardless of sex or appearance, regardless of whether it was done with the magic or gun, the fact that those girls had followed Kinzo's orders and killed 6 people in an instant was an unshakable truth. If the group came to attack the guest house as well, what would happen? Just closing the doors and windows like this was surely meaningless. Goda and Kumasawa. The only thing left for those two who had witnessed this massacre in the dining hall was to crack their heads without knowing how to interpret what they had seen, cradle their heads.
Rindy.
Kumasawa-san, are you okay? Want some tea?
Kumasawa! On set.
Jelly, are you there?
Jelly?
Jelly?
Here's to Shelly.
Yes! Yes, I am there! Oh. Thank you very much. Thank you. I'm sorry, but may I be left with my thoughts for a little while?
Maria tried to be nice, but it seemed that Kumasawa still hadn't been able to clear away her confusion.
Maria, thanks for being so considerate. Let's let Kumasawa-san rest for now.
Yusuke was also worried about the shock that those two must have received after witnessing such a tragedy. But her wildest dreams couldn't even come close to the unbelievable scene that Kumasawa had witnessed. Nevertheless, with her mother murdered and her father captured, it wasn't as though Jessica could stay calm either. She was her anxiety and sadness using her anger towards Kinzo and walked irritatedly around the room.
Kumasawa-san. Is Mom really dead?
Yes. I've never seen such a horrible way to die before.
It's not possible that she's still alive, and that if we fix her up, we could save her?
It's not possible for a person to have something like that done to their head and live.
Yeah, you're right. There's no need for first aid. Once your head's smashed, usually.
When Goda had come flying into the guest house, he had, overcome with agitation, told him about the massacre in the dining hall without concealing anything. Except for the part about witches and magic, which they themselves still couldn't believe. In other words, he hadn't even sugarcoated the cold-blooded way in which Natsuhi and the others had died. It was too late now, but Kumasawa regretted the fact that they'd obviously said too much. However, while lightly shaking her head, and with a slightly painful laugh, Jessica spoke.
Actually, thanks to what you told us, I was able to stay level-headed. If you had avoided mentioning the part about her head being smashed, I would have thought she might still be alive. Then I would have run off towards the mansion, met grandfather, and I might have gotten killed. That sliver of hope could have been fatal in the end. So, I'm grateful.
Truly, sorry, let me try that again. Doing the grandma voice, it's hard to keep decibels high enough to get picked up. I'm truly sorry. I'm sorry we didn't choose our words more carefully.
Don't worry about that now. There's nothing we can do for Mom, but Dad's still alive. Kanan-kun and Shannon and Aunt Kyrie and Dr. Nanjo too. I want to save them somehow, so we shouldn't do anything unnecessary that might make things worse for them. The most helpful thing we can do right now might be to wait by the phone.
Might receive a phone call asking them to create a diversion while the others escaped. Or the other might discover their location and call for rescue. Jessica understood that, in order to act promptly when the time came, the only thing they could do for the time being was to wait in this room. Once they finished inspecting the downstairs area and locking up, George, Battler, and Goda returned. Each was holding various objects. There were things like drinks, canned food, crackers, and other types of snacks he'd found in the lounge, and a storage room, as well as a first aid kit. They were all consumables that would be essential during a siege. Goda had a large folding ladder and carpentry tools. Those were to seal the door from the inside, just in case. And if it came to it, the ladder was for escaping out the window. Battler brought up objects that could be used as edged weapons or poles. In addition to the obvious kitchen knife, there was a disassembled table leg that could be used as a club, and a pole roughly the size of a person, which he'd apparently made by taking apart a hat stand. Even though the pole had no point, it could surely be used like a spear. There was a good chance that their enemies had guns. It was dubious whether these would be of any use. But it was still better than not having them, and if having these could give them at least a little peace of mind, then it'd be useful for their calming effect. The bed and the sofa were placed up against the door, barricading it. They didn't go so far as to seal it up with nails. There was still a chance that Kraus and the others would escape and come to meet up with them. They had apparently set up a barricade at the top of the stairs as well. Set up in a way that would create a racket, so that it would serve as a warning alarm as well. This had apparently been Battler's idea. For that reason, they turned the TV off. This way, if the first floor window was to be broken, they would hear. But once that switch had turned, all that was left was an eerie silence. The sound of violent wind and rain. Where they're going to have to spend the whole night being crushed by such suspense. The boat would come tomorrow morning. However, judging by the weather report, most of tomorrow was going to be covered in the typhoon. The boat probably wouldn't come. The typhoon was set to pass by in the morning of the day after tomorrow. In other words, the boat would be arriving in the morning after next, the morning of October 6th. And right now it was late at night on October 4th. Spent more than 30 hours on this island, with Kinzo, turned cold-blooded murderer, and his weird companions prowling about. Even with the shutter closed, there would definitely be a little bit of light seeping out. It might let the envoy know that they were hiding there. Balance just that it might be the best to turn off the lights, but they had already been overwhelmed by a ghastly feeling just from turning the TV off. There wasn't anything which directly challenged his proposal, but then again, there wasn't a single other person who agreed to it, with it.
We can't watch TV?
Yeah, sorry. You'll have to bear with it. You let the sound of the enemy breaking in slip by.
Boring.
Even though she had been told of her mother's death, Maria alone didn't feel any approaching sense of danger. She didn't be upset that the TV had been turned off. That she's in such a bizarre situation, can she not share in our sense of danger? Is it because she's so young? To battle even this faintly unsettling feeling for such a young girl, it made him sense that there was something very eerie about Maria. It's about midnight, so this might be a good stopping point for now.
Yeah.
Sounds like a plan.
Yeah, this would probably be the best stopping point.
Regrettably. We'll wrap up
Unfortunately.
episode. We'll wrap up a dungeon later.
Yeah, this is the end of episode 4. This is the end of the read-through of Umineko. I hope you all enjoyed it. See you later.
Bye-bye.
Wow, not a single,
Wait, anime
not a single post-discussion part.
No, we can do. You guys can do
Yeah,
it.
you guys want to talk about stuff? Yeah, go
Oh,
ahead.
nah, you got nothing.
You guys,
Really? You got
guys
nothing.
don't need Khan to talk about your theories.
Nah, I was
got
making a
something.
joke. I don't got nothing.
It was
What about you,
mostly
Ro?
emotion. It was mostly
Yeah,
just.
remember that part where like Maria was killing Rosa over and over and over again?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was.
I mean, it's sort of like what Avatris did.
I was wondering. What I was wondering is, did that actually happen, or was that just a copium-fueled dream that Maria had?
It's probably a dream, just like all the magic in this universe. But
I mean,
Well,
you don't
I mean,
know if that's a dream. It could be real magic.
Oh, what the fuck, Robot? Oh, there we go. Okay. Would you like to know what I kind of thought at the time? Because this isn't actually this isn't even like me trying to inject anything in this. This is literally
What
just
did you
what
think?
I thought
Is
at the
this-
time.
Is this past Orange's thoughts?
Yeah, this is past Orange's thoughts. When I had originally seen this scene, my first initial thought was that literally every time Maria goes he, she is mentally killing Rosa to get over her own sadness, essentially.
That is a
Yeah, I would believe
that is a
possible.
good theory.
Mm-hmm.
That's some form of delusion right there.
Yeah, probably. I just want to see some it always feels like in these things the magic element is always such a cock tease. I want some of it to be real and actually have an effect other than even the murders are supposed to be solvable with it's like a real person did it. So it's that sucks. That's just my opinion.
So do you think that? So are you just hardline? There's no such thing as magic whatsoever.
I'm.
Wait, he's asking Shelly.
I'm not sure. I mean, basically, the only actual supernatural thing in Higurashi was the thing that I can't talk about. But what I'm saying is that judging by the author and how he likes to work, it does seem like one thing in the universe is supernatural, and the other stuff is real. So I think maybe Beatrice is real. That's what I want to think.
Oh, interesting. Anyone have any other interesting thoughts they want to pass through?
I really hope SCB catches up to us. I want to know his thoughts. He has some fun thoughts.
That was that it? We good?
But I want to know your thoughts, Bone.
Right now, my thoughts are, it's fun music. Rosa, bad mom. Bad person, Rosa.
I was fucking cheering when Maria was just giving it to Rosa.
I was doing the thing I did in chat. I was just doing kill.
Hey, Bone, what was that thing? Hey, Bone, what was that thing you were saying?
Yeah.
I said my thing.
But was there another thing that you were saying?
I mean, after Shelly was done talking, I'm planning to say, yeah, I said smite her.
Oh, okay.
Smite thee. So we've gone from 4... Oh, sorry.
Oh,
You
here's
go.
my question. At the end of chapter 2, why did Rosa save her?
I honestly think, this is what I said when you asked that question. I think that, they said as the chapters go on, the magic gets more powerful. I just think that everything just gets wackier every single time loop. Okay, so I can't talk about Higurashi because Zaz is here, so I'm not going to. But
I mean, I thought we were just trying to avoid talking about Higurashi in general.
This can be solved without the use of Higurashi in any meaningful way.
I know, but it's still the same author.
I know, yes.
So I'm using the tropes from that to try to figure it out.
Alright.
Authors cannot help but keep the same tropes in their work. Certainly he has gotten better at writing since then, but...
Significantly better.
I imagine he's doing... whatever. But as I was saying before, so now we've gone from 4 disparate events to 3. We used to have the blow-up scene with Rosa and Maria. We had the meta characters with Beatrice. We had the Anji's adventures. And then we had the adventures of the people on Rekenjima. So now the Rosa and her mom thing seems to have been resolved. So now we just have the meta narrative, Anji's adventures, and Rekenjima.
So you think that, essentially sort of, character narratives and motivations essentially carry over throughout stories, or are you using, just
I'm not even... No, all I'm saying is that there were 4 disparate events that were happening at different places in the timeline. We would cut between them, but now one of them is over.
Okay.
I think, unless we're gonna go back to Beatrice and Rosa torturing Rosa, maybe.
You mean Beatrice and Maria? You said
Yes.
Rosa torturing Rosa.
Yeah, she's torturing herself. Well, isn't that kind of what's happening? In a way, metaphorically, that she's forcing herself to revive every time, isn't she? Is that Maria reviving her, or is she reviving herself out of spite?
Maria is asking Beatrice to revive her for her.
Oh, I thought she was doing it herself.
Yeah, I thought Rosa was doing it out of spite. It's like, you can kill me as many times as you fucking want, I'm still gonna tell you I hate you!
I thought it was Maria figured out how to do it, or something.
No, she just kind of kept... She kept, asking her to do it over and over again, essentially.
I missed that.
Wait, but is Maria doing the kill shots, or is that also Beatrice?
That's Maria.
Okay, so she can kill, but she can't res yet. I get it.
Mm-hmm.
Like a normal person.
Yes!
Alright, well, any other interesting points people want to bring up?
Nothing right now, but I am making up a theory that at the end of this first half of the game, I'll come up with it.
Well, do you have any do you have a snippet you maybe want to share with us?
No, it's mostly because I have ideas who were the murderers of those particular chapter marks.
Okay,
the real murderers. But I want to wait until the end of the first half of the game.
Sure.
I mean, I figured that we were past the first half of it.
Oh no, the first half of the game ends when the
when this chapter's over, that's when the questions are over, and now the answers start.
I thought you meant this chapter.
No, the end of the question arc.
Yeah. I imagine we'll probably have a larger discussion once the questions arc is done and wrapped up, and then we'll move on to the answers stuff.
Right. That's why I'm going to be waiting for then.
Yeah.
By the way, I just want to ask you, Orange, did you manage to figure out any of these murders yourself, or figure out who the true culprit is before the questions arc was over?
No,
I'm not asking who it is. I'm asking, did you figure it out?
Trust me, I did not figure anything out. I was totally whipped in by all the, like, I guess you could describe it as, like, the mysticism, the magic, the craziness. But I always held, like, a very, like, healthy amount of skepticism, which is why I came up with that whole thing about, like, oh, Maria is essentially killing Rosa over and over again in her head because of her fucking discontent and her hatred towards her mom. But, you know, that's just sort of what I thought at the time. I never really, like, went all in on, like, oh, magic is super duper real no matter what. It's like, because, I mean, again, it's like, you know, it's a... you're like I mentioned this before in the notes, like, there's a difficulty that's presented to you at the very beginning of the thing, and it's like, hey, you're fighting against the author here. Like, oh, okay, cool. I had a little bit of help too because I was also watching a read through for the first half of it because I didn't have the money to buy it at the time. And then when it finally came out, when I finally got it on sale, I was like already like right smack dab in the middle of episode 4. So I ended up finishing the watch through and then doing the answers arc on my own. But yeah, it's fun stuff. Alrighty then. Well, that's going to wrap it up for now. Thank you very much to everybody who showed up. Apologies to Khan, who could not make it. For the other half of the stream because of computer issues and whatnot.
Yeah, sad. It tends to happen.
Well, like, Khan, I know you're listening on Twitch, so if you can hear me...
She
actually isn't. She left.
Yeah, I checked the list. I saw the list. She's not in there.
I imagine that she will catch up on the VODs, I hope.
Let me
okay, so she can't hear me, but, alright, if you listen to the VODs later... I did text you on Discord, but I'm not sure if you can see it. Back up your computer if you can get it running, because it sounds like it's dying. For real this time.
Oh yeah. That'll do it for now.
On a flash drive.
Thank you all very much
for
coming.
You can't fit it on a flash drive.
I specifically want to give a shout out to Six Flags Magic Mountain, who is an account that was made on October 29th of this year, who is following us to some fucking who is watching us for some reason. I don't.
So did you get into Umineko this time?
That's 100%.
It's probably gonna be one of us doing a prank again.
Oh yeah. God, could you imagine? Could you fucking imagine?
Wait, is the stream over?
No, the stream isn't over. But yeah, anyways, that's it, everybody. Thank you, everybody. Good night. Yada, yada, yada. Umineko's tomorrow. Also, go watch Josh tomorrow. He's gonna be finishing Danganronpa 2. Okay, bye-bye.